Let's talk about a specific kind of pain. It's not the sharp, clean cut of a lie discovered. It's the slow, grinding ache of a truth you're forced to ignore. It's the agony of being lied to while the whole world expects you to smile. It's holding tight to someone who has already, in the most fundamental way, let go. It's pouring your soul, your energy, and your future into a partner who has quietly given her most intimate self to another, leaving you the last to know in a cruel game of emotional hide-and-seek. Most men navigate this nightmare half asleep. They master the art of self-deception, convincing themselves that the growing distance is just a rough patch, that her newfound coldness is work stress, that the dying embers of intimacy will somehow roar back to life. But in that silent, locked room within your soul, the place you actively avoid, you already know. The evidence isn't in a screaming confession, it's in the quiet leaks. A woman rarely announces her betrayal with words. Instead, she reveals it through 1,000 microscopic changes in the language of her body, the rhythm of her habits, the subtle poison in her words. The truth drips, drop by relentless drop, until you are drowning in the undeniable. The only question that matters is this: will you have the courage to see it before it dismantles you completely? Or will you continue to play the dedicated fool in your own relationship narrative? Today, we're moving past paranoia and into the realm of observable, psychological reality. We're dissecting the 8 most consistent behavioral patterns that emerge when infidelity has entered the picture. These are not the rantings of a bitter heart. They are the documented footprints of a conscience wrestling with a broken covenant. And the final sign? It's the one her own mind can't suppress, no matter how meticulously she plans. But before we unlock this painful knowledge, I need you to do something for yourself. If you're ready to trade blind hope for brutal clarity, hit that subscribe button and smash the like right now. This isn't just content. It's a toolkit for emotional survival. Drop a comment with your city. Tell me where you're watching from. This pain knows no borders, and I want to see how far this community of awakened men stretches. Your engagement is what allows this truth to spread. Now let's begin. The first sign is the most visceral, the most silent, and the one that erodes your spirit from the inside out. Sign number 1, the cataclysmic shift in physical language. Bodies communicate in a dialect all their own, a pre-verbal, instinctual language of micro-movements, energy, and presence. When you've built a history with a woman, you become fluent in her specific dialect. You know the difference between a touch that seeks connection and one that fulfills an obligation. You feel the weight of a kiss that carries meaning versus one that's merely habitual. You know, bone deep, when she is truly with you and when she is simply performing a routine. This sign is the deepest cut because it arrives without fanfare. It's a creeping frost. You reach for her hand and your fingers meet passive tolerance, not interlocking love. You lean in for a kiss and are met with the sterile plane of the cheek, not the soft welcome of lips. In the quiet of night, you move closer only for her to shift away, the familiar refrain of, "I'm just so tired," hanging in the dark. The immediate, survivalist reaction is to rationalize. Relationships evolve. Passion cools. It's just a phase. She's overwhelmed. It's her hormones. It's my fault. I need to try harder. You build a cathedral of excuses because to acknowledge the foundation is crumbling is to invite a paralyzing truth. But here is the reality most men resist until it destroys them. When a woman has been physically fulfilled by another man, she does not return to you with hunger or anticipation. She returns satiated. That satiation leaves no room for you. The primal drive, the magnetic pull, the spontaneous desire, it has been spent elsewhere. What is left for you is often just the hollow shell of routine, a choreography of intimacy devoid of its essential spark. She may be present in the physical space, but emotionally and sensually, she is in another room, another city, another man's memory. The critical error here is mislabeling death as dormancy. You tell yourself this is the natural cooling off of long-term love. That is a comforting fairy tale. Genuine, mutual attraction may mellow and deepen, but it doesn't vanish into a void of active avoidance unless it has been actively redirected. Your actionable strategy. First, cease the internal campaign of denial. If her body speaks a language of rejection, listen to it. Do not translate it into a more palatable dialect. Second, Conduct a quiet test. Pull back. Stop all initiation of intimacy. Become an observer. Does she notice the new distance? Does she, of her own volition, move to close that gap? Or does the space between you widen into a comfortable, permanent silence? A woman who still desires you will inevitably seek connection. A woman whose desire lies elsewhere will accept the new distance with a quiet, telling relief. Your mission is not to plead for scraps of affection. Your mission is to see the landscape of your relationship with clear eyes and decide if you can live in the emotional desert where your intimacy was a gift given to another. Before we move to the next sign, if this is resonating with you, if you felt that cold shift, you need to be here with us. Smash that like button, subscribe, and comment seeing it below. Your awareness is the first step to taking your power back. Sign number 2, the ritual of erasure, obsessive cleansing. When a woman crosses the physical boundary with another, she does not return to your shared life smelling of sin. She returns smelling suspiciously clean. A shower taken immediately upon walking in the door, lasting longer and with more urgency than usual. A new, unfamiliar scent of perfume or body wash masking the natural palette you know. A sudden, unexplained change of clothes or underwear that doesn't align with the day's activities. On the surface, it's fastidiousness. Beneath the surface, it's forensics. This is the ritual of erasure. She is not merely washing, she is scrubbing away evidence. She is attempting to purify not just her skin, but her conscience, before she has to touch you or meet your gaze. The male tendency is to romanticize or dismiss. She's taking pride in herself, or she's just trying a new product. This is how you become an accomplice in your own deception, gaslighting yourself to avoid the tremors of suspicion. The psychology is precise. She knows her body is a ledger. Skin holds memory and scent. Hair carries traces. Fabrics retain impressions. The ritual is a frantic attempt to close the ledger before an audit she fears is coming. And the tragic irony is this: the more obsessive the cleansing, the louder it screams to anyone who is truly paying attention. Let's be unequivocal, a shower is not an indictment. The critical factor is deviation from established patterns. Did she previously relax with you after work, but now makes an immediate priority beeline for the bathroom? Is she suddenly possessive of her laundry or phone? Have her grooming habits escalated dramatically alongside other behavioral shifts? This is not about a single act. It's about a newly emerging, guilt-driven pattern. Your actionable strategy: silence your inner apologist. Do not explain away the unexplainable. Become a detached investigator of patterns, not a prosecutor of single events. Connect the timeline. Does this erasure ritual consistently follow unexplained lateness, vague girls' nights, or unusual work commitments? Your intuition is connecting dots your mind is afraid to see. The goal is not to stage a confrontation based on a shower, but to allow the accumulating pattern to inform your understanding of the new reality you are in. When you see the pattern, you can no longer be manipulated by the isolated excuse. This is the unvarnished truth you won't get anywhere else. If you're ready for more, show the algorithm this matters. Subscribe, like, and comment patterns below. Every comment helps another man wake up. Sign number 3, the blame storm. Sudden, unjustified hostility. When the internal pressure of guilt becomes unsustainable, a woman rarely releases it through confession. Instead, she often transfers it. And you, the faithful partner, become the designated target. Out of nowhere, you are the source of all discontent. Your tone is wrong. Your breathing is annoying. You didn't text the right way. You loaded the dishwasher incorrectly. You are somehow simultaneously too needy and too distant. This hostility is not random emotional weather. It is a calculated psychological strategy called projection. By casting you as the inadequate, failing, or oppressive partner, she constructs a narrative that justifies her betrayal to herself. In her rewritten story, she didn't stray because of her choices. She was driven to it by your shortcomings. This allows her to wear the mask of the victim rather than the betrayer. The trap for men is engaging on the battlefield she has chosen. You defend your dishwasher. You argue that your text was perfectly fine. You try to logic away the illogical anger. This is a fool's errand. You cannot win a rational argument against an emotional strategy designed to alleviate guilt. By defending yourself, You validate her fictional conflict and exhaust your own emotional reserves. Your actionable strategy: refuse to play defense. Disarm the projection with calm, unshakable observation. The next time you are met with a barrage of unfounded criticism, do not react. Simply look at her and with detached clarity state, "You seem to need me to be the villain in this story. I won't play that role." Then, disengage. Do not fight. Do not chase. You are not running from conflict. You are refusing to participate in a script designed to distract from the real issue. This response does two powerful things. It protects your peace, and it allows the full, undiverted weight of her actions to settle back onto her own conscience. Strength is not shouting louder. It is refusing to shout at all. But the emotional warfare is just one front. The truth is also etched into her very physical being, in ways she cannot consciously control. Up next is the sign you can literally feel. Sign number 4, the body's unconscious testimony. A woman can rehearse alibis. She can control her facial expressions and modulate her voice. But her body has a subconscious honesty that often betrays the conscious mind. You know her body's normal state, its rhythms, its textures, its responses. When this baseline changes abruptly, without medical or life event cause, your nervous system registers it even if your mind tries to dismiss it. It may be a new tension in her muscles when you hug, a stiffness that speaks of discomfort, not stress. Conversely, it may be an unusual looseness, a languid satisfaction that feels foreign and unearned by your recent interactions. Her physical responses during intimacy may become exaggeratedly theatrical or, more tellingly, disappear into a flat, mechanical participation. The essence is a palpable difference in the vessel you once knew so intimately. Men are masters of benevolent reinterpretation. She's on a new workout routine. It's just her cycle. She's more relaxed because she meditates. While these can be true, the issue is the context and correlation. Does this physical shift align with other behavioral changes? Does it feel like her? Or does it feel like she's occupying a body that's processing an experience outside your bond? Ignoring this somatic evidence is a form of self-betrayal. You are telling your own senses that they are liars to preserve a fiction. A body that has shared itself with another carries an energetic imprint, not a literal mark, but a shift in frequency that a connected partner can sense. Your actionable strategy: first, honor your intuition. If your gut clenches or your spirit feels a dissonance when you touch her, pause and acknowledge that feeling. Do not override it with optimistic thinking. Second, cease any attempt to love her back into her old physical self through increased effort. You cannot compete with a memory or an ongoing secret by being more attentive. Instead, shift to a mode of respectful observation. If intimacy feels off, gently disengage and create space. Watch how she reacts to that space. Does she seek to genuinely reconnect, or does she accept the separation with indifference? Your physical withdrawal is not a punishment. It is a diagnostic tool that reveals her true investment. You deserve a connection that is present and authentic. If this is hitting home, let me know. Comment body below, like this video, and subscribe for the uncompromising truth you need. Sign number 5, the guilt-induced affection overload. Betrayal does not always manifest as coldness. Sometimes, it parades in wearing the convincing costume of heightened affection. This is perhaps the most psychologically manipulative sign, as it directly exploits your hope and love. After a period of distance, she becomes overwhelmingly sweet. Unprompted kisses, sentimental gifts, tearful declarations of love, an almost cloying level of attentiveness. Your heart leaps. She's back. She's remembering us. But this is a misdiagnosis. This is not love returning. It is guilt performing. The affection is not for you. It is a balm for her own crumbling self-image. Each touch, each "I love you," is a brick in a wall she's building between herself and the reality of her actions. She is clinging to you not out of passion, but to steady herself on the solid ground of your loyalty while her actions wander in forbidden fields. The catastrophic mistake is to reward this behavior. You open your heart fully again. You drop your guard. You think the crisis is over. In doing so, you become an unwitting accomplice, providing the emotional stability that allows her to continue the double life. You become the safe harbor for her guilt, mistaking it for renewed love. Your actionable strategy. Learn to discern the source of affection. Ask yourself these ruthless questions. Is this tenderness consistent, or does it arrive in intense waves following unexplained absences or periods of secrecy? Does her embrace feel like surrender and desire, or does it feel like a desperate clutch? Do her eyes hold yours with deep, present love, or do they dart away, shiny with unshed tears that are for her, not for you? Do not reward what feels like an apology in the currency of touch. You must value honest distance over deceitful closeness. Sometimes the most self-respecting statement is a silent one, pulling back from a guilty embrace. You must communicate, through your calm demeanor, that you will not be used as an emotional sponge. True love does not operate in guilty spasms. It is a steady, clean current. If you've ever been confused by sudden sweetness that felt wrong, you're not alone. Type guilt affection below and subscribe. The most brutal sign is still to come. Sign number 6. The soul's absence during intimacy. This is the pinnacle of emotional abandonment. It is possible to share a physical act while being spiritually galaxies apart. Once you experience this dichotomy, it haunts you. The scenario, the mechanics are in motion. Bodies are present, but you are making love to a phantom. Her eyes are open but vacant, looking through you or at a point on the ceiling. Her responses feel programmed. Her energy is not flowing with you, but is parallel, detached. You can almost feel her mind replaying another encounter, or simply checking out to endure this one. This is not intimacy. It is solitary confinement for two. A woman who is emotionally absent during sex has already, in the ways that matter most, left the relationship. You are not sharing a vulnerable union. You are being used as a prop in a play designed to maintain normalcy. The common, heartbreaking reaction is to try harder, to be more inventive, more passionate, more loving, in an attempt to summon her spirit back. This is like pouring water on a mirage. The issue is not a lack of effort on your part. It is the complete redirection of her fundamental desire. Your increased effort only highlights the void, teaching her that she can offer nothing and still receive your full investment. Your actionable strategy: stop chasing a ghost in your own bed. When you feel that profound absence, do not try to fill it with your performance. Have the courage to stop, to simply be still in that emptiness. In that moment, your silent recognition is more powerful than any technique. Your job is not to resuscitate a dead connection through sheer will. Your job is to have the sober clarity to name the experience for what it is: profound loneliness within a partnership. From that clarity, you can then choose how to proceed, not from desperate hope, but from dignified truth. This level of detachment is a relationship killer. If you felt this soul-deep emptiness, let me know in the comments. Smash like, subscribe, and comment absence below. We're almost to the undeniable proof. Sign number 7. The architecture of excuses, unexplained absences. Time is the ultimate currency of priority. A woman invested in you and your shared life navigates her schedule to return to you. When that investment shifts, time suddenly becomes a scarce resource she withholds. The excuses begin. Work ran late, the phone died, a friend had a crisis, traffic was apocalyptic. Individually, each is plausible. Life happens, but collectively, woven into a pattern, they form a tapestry of neglect. This is more than poor time management. It is a passive-aggressive test of boundaries. Each unexplained absence is a probe to see what you will tolerate. How much unexplained time will you accept? How thin can the excuse be before you object? Every time you swallow your concern and say, "Okay, no problem," you erode a piece of your own standing. You communicate that your time, your peace of mind, and your right to consistency are negotiable. The typical fear is that questioning her will make you seem controlling or insecure. This is a false dichotomy. Insecurity is not expecting basic reliability from a partner. Insecurity is pretending you don't notice when you've become an option instead of a priority. Your actionable strategy: shift your focus from the content of the excuse to the pattern of behavior. Stop dissecting the details of the traffic story. Instead, track the frequency. Note the vagueness. Observe your own instinctual response, that drop in your stomach when another flimsy reason arrives. Then, respond not with interrogation, but with a statement of fact that establishes a boundary. When she arrives late once more, Respond calmly. When you're consistently absent without clear communication, it changes how I see this relationship. I need a partner whose actions show I'm a priority. Then, let the statement stand. Do not argue. Do not accept frantic over-explanation. The power is in stating your standard and observing whether her behavior changes to meet it, or if she deflects and continues. A woman who values you will course correct. A woman who is invested elsewhere will view your boundary as a nuisance, and her pattern will continue, revealing everything. We're building an army of aware men. If you're done being an option, comment priority and subscribe now. The final, most damning sign is next. Sign number 8. The narrative collapse, when the story falls apart. This is the master sign, the point of no return. The human mind is brilliant, but it cannot perfectly maintain a complex web of lies over time, especially under the internal stress of a double life. Eventually, the story cracks. Contradictions emerge. Timelines don't add up. Details change between tellings. A name mentioned once is never mentioned again, or a place she claimed to be is suddenly closed on that day. You might ask a simple, follow-up question about a prior girls' night and be met with disproportionate defensiveness, tearful anger, a diversion tactic, or a scrambled, inconsistent recounting. This is not forgetfulness. This is the cognitive load of deception becoming too heavy. The carefully constructed narrative, under the gentle pressure of normal curiosity or time, begins to implode under its own weight. This moment is critical. It is when the hidden truth forces its way to the surface, often in her own panicked words or silences. She may not confess, but the facade becomes so fractured that only your deliberate denial could maintain the illusion. Your actionable strategy. At this stage, your role is not detective but witness. You do not need to catch her in a lie. You simply need to observe the collapse. Stay calm. Do not accuse. When a contradiction emerges, note it quietly. You might simply say, "That's not what you said last time," and then observe the reaction. The panic, the deflection, the rage, these are all confirmations. Your power lies in seeing the chaos of the crumbling story and recognizing it for what it is, the sound of the truth breaking free. From that place of calm observation, you can make clear-eyed decisions, untethered from the web of deception. You now have the map. These 8 signs, the shift in physical language, the ritual of erasure, the projected hostility, the body's testimony, the guilt affection, the soul's absence, the architecture of excuses, and the final narrative collapse, form a chain of evidence written in behavior, not words. This knowledge is not given to breed paranoia, but to empower discernment. It is a call to move out of hopeful blindness and into respectful awareness. Your dignity is not negotiable. Your peace is not collateral for someone else's deception. If this guide has given you the clarity you've been seeking, I need you to act right now. 1. Smash that like button. Let YouTube know this truth-telling is vital. 2. Subscribe to this channel. This is just the beginning. We go deeper, covering how to rebuild, reset, and reclaim your power from a place of strength, not reaction. 3. Comment below with your city and which sign resonated most. Let's build a global community of men who choose awareness over agony. 4. Share this video with one friend who needs to see it. Do it privately. You might be handing him the key to his own freedom. Betrayal thrives in silence and darkness. Your engagement right now shatters that. It spreads the light. Do not play the fool in your own story any longer. See it, name it, and choose yourself. I'll see you in the comments.